Roxanne Perez tonight. She passes Asuka for the most premium live event appearances for a woman in NXT history. And Booker, if Perez wins, she'll make even more history.
You ain't jiving, man. Right there, she would have done something no one else has ever done. She would put herself in a stratosphere that no one else has ever ridden. She would be what I call the nebula. That's what we would call it. The nebula. That's way out there. That's past the stars. That's past all.
Welcome
you feel me?
to the
Totally. I thought the same exact thing. Well, Graves, here is someone to actually steal something you said earlier, is playing with house money, I think. I don't know if you agree with that, because she wasn't even in this match.
I don't necessarily feel the same way about Cora Jade that I felt about Briggs and Inamura earlier, because Cora Jade has been here for some time. She has been a very successful superstar, but she has not yet reached the top of the mountain. This is a golden opportunity, quite literally, but she has to put her friendship and relationship with Roxanne Perez to the side. And much like we just saw in the triple threat match between A-Town Down Under and Obafemi, it's everybody for themselves.
Role model.
Graves, you spoke to the role model this week. She admitted that this era of the women's division is better than ever. What did you walk away thinking?
I looked into the eyes of a woman that I have known for 13 years. She understands the magnitude of this opportunity, and Bayley's still hungry to prove that her best days lie ahead. One of the original 4 horsewomen, one of the best women's wrestlers to ever do it. I will take that to my grave, and she very well may be the next NXT Women's Champion.
You know, social media right now is buzzing, saying, is Bayley taking a spot from one of the young talent in the back? You know, and I tend to agree with that sentiment. You know, right now, she's a Triple Crown winner. She's done it all. Why is Bayley back to get going? Because it's WrestleMania season.
Well,
That's why.
I see what you're saying. Bayley actually the first women's Triple Crown and also the first Grand Slam champion.
So why's she here? Big why?
Brooke, remember that time you got tired of checks and championships? Yeah, exactly.
See there? Touche.
WWE Universe, prepare to experience the beautiful madness.
And we are. But as she obviously is coming in at a disadvantage, Corey, you have to wonder how her mentality changed Tuesday. She was preparing for a triple threat, not a fatal 4-way.
Well, a champion can't always dictate their own circumstances. I was more or less curious if Booker could look into his telescope and tell us a little more about Giulia and her trajectory tonight.
Let me tell you something. Giulia had her eyes set on one thing, and that was becoming champion here in NXT. And she's captured that. She's conquered that. But now it's all about going out there and defending. Can she do that tonight here at Vengeance Day? That's the question.
We saw the odds for a moment of Bayley's second most wins all time on a premium live event for a woman at 29. Can she make it 30? If she does, she'll once again become the NXT Women's Champion.
The following contest is a fatal 4-way match for the NXT Women's Championship. Introducing the challengers. First, from Laredo, Texas, Roxanne Perez.
Stand up, damn it.
Obviously,
Next,
we know you'll be biased.
from Chicago, Illinois, Cora Jade. And from San Jose, California, Bayley. And their opponent from Tokyo, Japan, she is the NXT Women's Champion, Giulia.
Again, much Much like Obafemi, Giulia does not need to be factored in the decision to lose her title. Mathematically, 25% chance to win, to survive, to retain the NXT Women's title. Three eras represented. Bayley, black and gold. Roxanne Jade 2.0. Giulia on top of the mountain now. Here we go. Main event, sold out. DC Vengeance Day.
This could be the X factor for Bayley. The almost unanimous support from the WWE Universe.
But look at these three, and look at Giulia. Giulia perched on the other side, and look, does being on the back burner maybe work to Giulia's advantage, because these three have been in each other's throats?
It's absolutely perfect. Giulia can sit there and pick her spots. Case in point.
Right on point. There you were, Graves, as Jade coming right in now. Giulia, big headbutt. Champion is standing tall, but there is Bayley. Bayley, August 2015, won the women's NXT title and inspired the likes of Jade and Roxanne Perez with that victory. Can she turn back the clock? Here tonight is Giulia now measuring.
And listen, I don't care who you are. If you ever idolize somebody in this business and you eventually find yourself standing across the ring from them, the nerves inside are indescribable. You do your best to try to calm them, to try to quiet them down, but there's something about standing across from someone you respected to the level that these women respected Bayley.
Now it's Bayley sitting on the side, watching these three go to work. Giulia ducking a lot. Oh, meeting of the minds. Jade able to catch one. Bayley right now picking her spot. This action booker is going to be fast. It's going to be furious. Giulia from behind, cover. Here comes Perez, and this is the dangers. This at mathematical.
Wait a minute.
It only takes 3
got
seconds. Ooh, and Bayley slid in there. But here's Jade and Perez, BFFs, going at it. Look at Giulia.
This is brilliant. I love this.
And there's a struggle.
Bayley up and over.
Oh, trying to steal it. Trying to steal one.
Booker, how do you view the field in this matchup as we come to a stalemate?
All the ladies are, I think, evenly matched, but I think the one thing is to have a win. I mean, we talk about the respect, but to get a win over Bayley, that's going to be one for the career that you're going to be talking about for the rest of your life. So that's where the big money is.
And I got to give flowers here to Roxanne Perez, because it's a huge opportunity not only tonight but in 48 hours at Raw to qualify for the Women's Elimination Chamber.
Oh, baby. This is it. This is
Stereo dives, wiping out the field, and Graves to Roxanne Perez. Do you think she found another level of confidence following her performance at the Royal Rumble?
No doubt. I don't know how Roxanne couldn't. This is the best Roxanne Perez we've ever seen. Now is her chance to prove it to the world what Booker already seems to know.
They run it right in. There's Perez. Bayley, the role model who inspired Roxanne Perez.
Baby.
Oh!
You see that?
My.
Two steps ahead of Bayley right now.
Roxanne Perez would love to be the woman that sends this horsewoman to the glue factory. What a poetic way to recapture the gold here in NXT.
Well, it's interesting you bring that up, because on the outside it's Cora Jade now. It's 10 years ago this week the 4 horsewomen tore the house down, takeover rivals. Decade later, here are 4 women ready to push the evolution to the next level. And what a stare down this is. Unlike A-Town Down Under, they're willing to rip each other apart for the gold.
Roxanne Perez right now showing that she can go with anybody in this ring, and right now she's going against her best friend. And I know that's a hard thing to do, but almost pulled it off.
Able to get countered. Jade now turning around, looking for that DDT, that double underhook. Always having it scouted as her best friend, looking for that Russian leg sweep. Tied up center of the ring, and in comes the champion, Giulia.
I think Giulia's strategy to this point has been extremely successful, trying to limit her own physical activity and to the bare necessities, but now she has the opening to tee off freely.
This is what we talked about at the top. There's been a lot of drama surrounding Bayley. Roxanne Perez, who just got paintbrushed, and Cora Jade. And is that drama focusing those 3 on each other, which Giulia here is going to be able to pick her spot like she's doing now into the cover. A late hook of the leg and a kick out by Roxanne Perez.
Perez rolling to the outside. Giulia surveying the situation, but
look at this showdown. Eras colliding. Sold out in Washington, D.C., showing their love for NXT and the best women's division in the world. And Giulia right now, nice little hammerlock, looking for a cover, rolling right through his Bayley, and a nice counter by the role model, who has done it all in the WWE. And right now trying to recapture the gold here in NXT in a near fall.
I mean, Giulia's doing a hell of a job right now. She's taking the fight to the field, and whoa,
shoulders down.
Fixed style.
And I like her attitude, because the one thing about matches like this, I hate not having total control of that 1, 2, 3. Here we go.
Was looking for that rose plant, and right now got turned around by Giulia.
Whoa.
I don't know what that was. It was ugly but effective. Sometimes that does the trick.
Well, Bayley was able to get away. I think she sensed, we know she's a student of the game. And on the outside there, a little 2-for-1. Picking the pocket of the champion.
Giulia ripped out the far side, and here comes Bayley.
Here comes help. That's what that is, and she needed it at the nick of time.
All four women on the outside, of course, no disqualification, no count out, pinfall submission must take place inside the ring here in this fatal four-way matchup. And he talked about the help. Seems that Giulia Bayley with one of those, what did you call it? An alliance of sorts?
Temporary as it may be, yes.
Seems like, right now they're working together.
Close your eyes. Roxanne Perez paying for everything she said, everything she's done, and now Cora Jade gonna get the same treatment.
You see that? Bayley right now, she's somewhat of a camera hog. Seems like she's trying to take as much TV time as she possibly can instead of trying to win the match. That's what I'm talking about. That's exactly what guys, you got to agree with me on that.
Booker, that's how you become a star. I think you taught me that.
Double suplex. I can't disagree with Corey right there either. And now Roxanne Perez getting back into the ring, back to her feet. And she just got saved by Cora Jade. Double super kicks.
Oh, no.
Yes. Pull the trigger. Punch each other.
Fringe to the head.
You said help on the way, and right now it's almost divide and conquer. Wipe out the competition to leave yourself standing and then slug it out.
Listen, even if Roxanne and Cora are best friends, I assure you the Prodigy knows full well that Cora will not hesitate to stick a dagger in your back, no matter who you are or who you're friends with.
Well, I got to remember, too, it was Cora Jade who stabbed Roxanne in the back some time ago when they were both NXT Women's Tag Team Champions, Bayley and Jade. Right there now, right on top is Cora. There comes Roxanne.
You see what Bayley's thinking about, right? She's trying to steal that championship by any means necessary.
You're trying to win, though, Book, right?
Steal.
It's not stealing in a fatal four-way. It's every woman for themselves.
I'm just saying her mindset, Vic. Her mindset is winning that championship and taking it to WrestleMania and perhaps getting a big match as well as a big payday. Come on, man. Come on.
And Roxanne Perez would love to have the same payday. Cora Jade would love to have a marquee matchup WrestleMania weekend. They're fighting over who's going to get to beat down the NXT Women's Champion.
You would be a great defense lawyer, I tell you that.
Me or Graves?
You.
Well, you confuse us all the time, so I'm going to assume that both of us, Graves. I'll take that as a compliment.
Me and Booker are on the same page. I think you're the odd man out.
All night long.
Oh! But look at that knee to the face of Perez. Knife back.
I don't know if it was intentional, but
that was accident.
Was that accidental? Should have kicked her ass out of the ring. She's looking to win it herself.
Good. We could be living in the generation of Jade.
And as Booker would say, Jade looking to steal the title here tonight.
No, I get it. Jade is in a perfect position. She came back for a reason. That reason is to move to the top. Everybody wants it.
Oh!
Vicious stomp to the lower back of the champion. This is a dangerous scenario for Giulia.
How do you talk out of both ends?
Wait a second, guys. Cora looking to take a high risk. Not a lot of room to operate with over here.
Looking down. Looking to wipe out
the field.
Goodness. And she did just that? And look who's standing.
Pick a body, get someone in the ring. There we go.
Oh, and how much would it mean for Cora
What a win
to
this
win the
would be.
title by beating
Cora Jade right now is in perfect position to beat Bayley, and what a win that.
Uh-oh.
Time to answer for your sins.
And it's Perez, though. Roxanne Perez
What the?
turning the tables on Cora Jade. And look, Roxanne Perez wants a little more history here on this brand. She's looking to become the only woman. And you think about all the women that have come through NXT to be the only, and that might have just shut the door quick. And it's Bayley back on top. Bayley trying to become the NXT Women's Champion yet again. Doesn't matter who it is.
I'm telling you, Vic, I can feel it. There's something in the air. There's something in the eyes of Bayley. She is ready tonight to make more history.
Roxanne hoisted up. Uh-oh!
Oh, is that?
An inverted assist.
It reminded me of the Meta Girls maneuver.
Look, mind you, whatever you want to at this juncture of the matchup, Bayley's not thinking of the Meta Girls who will be in action Tuesday on NXT. She's thinking about winning the title to take the Women's Championship to the CW on Tuesday night. Is it the role models evening once again like it was in August of 2015?
This is how you can tell Bayley has a game plan. Bayley knows what she's doing. She wants to make sure everybody's taken out. Cora's been disposed of. Roxanne's down. There goes Giulia. The role model has daylight.
Not just a game plan, but a vendetta. You see how she throw Roxanne Perez in there? She wants to beat Roxanne Perez. She wants to take everything from Roxanne Perez.
Taking out Perez, taking out Jade. In comes Giulia.
Big boot just kicked the features off of Bayley's face.
And truthfully, guys, no one thus far in this matchup has been able to seize control, but maybe it's Giulia with a Northern Lights suplex.
Very impressive strength by the NXT Women's Champion.
NXT Universe rallying behind the champion right now, who's wiping out the field. Coming right back in here on Cora Jade, looking for a half and half.
A very unique takedown by the champion.
Giulia back up, so is Bayley. Bayley swinging wildly. Giulia coming in, going up, going around, maybe looking for that crucifix. Bayley had it blocked. Giulia right now, back to her feet. Bayley setting her feet. They're gonna go to a standoff one more time, and this time locked in.
Oh, sort of a modified octopus hold here by Giulia.
Look at the strain in the right shoulder, Booker, of Bayley.
Yes, right now Bayley's feeling a lot of pain. Giulia trying to rip it right out of the socket.
And Jade Perez nowhere to be found. Is Bayley gonna surrender in the center of the ring? Trying her best. Crucifix bomb. Covered. And
Whoa!
Perez, last possible moment, breaking the matchup.
Big right hand by Perez, rocks the jaw of the champion. Side Russian leg sweep position.
Not able to connect. Giulia trying to fight out, trying to muster her way free. Trying to negotiate her way. She was able to get into a standing waist lock, picks leg, and now looking for a cross face.
STF.
Submissions locked in. Is Perez going to tap? Giulia now.
Whoa!
Counter! Crossface! Locked in by Perez! We've seen the Prodigy win before in the past. Can she close in? Can she make the champion tap for a record-setting third title reign? Rolling through, breaking the hold. Giulia back up. Uh-oh!
Northern Lights ball, and here it comes!
Got it!
Nailed it!
Got all of it! Giulia to retain! And the field break it up, and that is the dangers book and the difficulties of a fatal.
No, like I say, not having total control of getting that 1, 2, 3, win or lose. You just don't have control of it in a matchup like this.
Cora was looking for that double underhook DDT, countered by the role model. Here comes Bayley with Jade across her shoulders.
Oh my God! That's it! That is it!
Ooh. Little homage to Victoria from Bayley with that twisting side suplex.
All four of these women are laying it on the line here tonight. A counter, and face first goes Giulia. Back in, Bayley now with a little extra. Bouncing off the bottom turnbuckle. Bayley in control of this matchup. There comes the Prodigy, Perez.
Bayley put the brakes on just in time, but the boot from Roxanne, caught.
Looking for Pop Rocks.
Oh!
Big jumping knee.
Wow!
From Perez, or excuse me, from Jade. Perez is down. Bayley's rock. Jade in control. Double underhook DDT connects.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
The moment.
Jade's
The
gonna
moment.
do it, and Perez breaking it up. What a match. Everyone back and forth throughout this in front of this sold-out crowd in Washington, D.C. The venom coming from the lungs of Cora Jade.
Now is not the time for a temper tantrum.
Perez trying to plead. Roxanne took too much time. So did Jade. And both women now paying the price.
Another belly-to-back suplex by Giulia.
Window just opened. Giulia take advantage of it.
Champion arguably in the most favorable position she has been in since the opening bell.
And again, none of these women have been able to solely take control of this matchup. But Giulia is the one who has a little bit of control here and now. And I think she's looking for maybe a butterfly suplex from the top.
That would mean the end of Roxanne Perez, but potentially the end of Giulia's title reign as well, because
I don't like this.
Bayley has entered the chat.
Uh-oh!
Oh no, oh no, oh no.
And we could be closing in on the generation of Jade taking over here in NXT.
But
can
can
Jade
Cora
capitalize?
right? This is your moment, Cora. It's now or maybe never as we look again at this tower crashing down to the canvas. It's tough to tell who got the worst of the exchange.
This is awesome. This is awesome. This is awesome. This is awesome.
This is our main event of Vengeance Day. So much taken out of all four of these women, but Cora Jade couldn't capitalize.
I mean, she was in perfect position, Vic, but all the wear and tear that this match has put on all the ladies is beginning to seep in.
And now it's just turning in to an old-fashioned fight. Perez, Jade, upper hand for the moment. Role model now, starting to fire back.
All four of these women could be running on fumes at this juncture in the matchup, but you gotta find that extra something. You gotta tap into that next gear, dig down a little bit deeper. That's what makes a champion.
And Bayley was in Nashville this week. She was in the Bay Area last night. She flew across country for this matchup. I give her a ton of credit for being here right now, still fighting. But Jade on the far side of the ring, looking to inflict more damage to the back of the champion.
God, man, what a match. What a match, what a main event.
Oh, Roxanne went to the eyes.
Taking full advantage, looking for Pop Rocks. She hit it, but she's got to get Bayley back into the ring. The only way she can win the title, Perez knows that.
Do it again, Roxanne.
Looking for a record-setting third reign. Pop Rocks hit, Pop Rocks connected. Jade from behind, crucifix roll up, no!
Wow.
DDT! She hit it. Cover. Count. Arrivederci. To the side of the face. Giulia. Another arrivederci to Perez. Looking around, realizing everyone's down for the Northern Lights. Bah! Is this it? Giulia into the cover to retain her title. Wow. Just wow.
Here is your winner, and still the NXT Women's Champion, Giulia!
You can say wow about a dozen more times, and I won't disagree with any of them. That was awesome.